Today's welding tip, we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about some tips for welding stainless pipe, and then I'm also going to give you some updates on the ESAB Rebel and why you would add a water-cooled torch to that machine. Now, I've told you before, and we've shown you how much I love the ESAB Rebel being a multi-process machine. You can MIG, you can TIG, and you can stick with it. Takes care of all the jobs inside your shop. But now you can add the new ESAB Cool Mini 2 to the bottom of your Rebel. What that does is allows you to add a water-cooled TIG torch to the entire package. Now, the way a water-cooled TIG torch works is you basically have 3 lines coming up the torch. You have the line that carries the gas, like always, and then you have 2 additional lines, one that will take the coolant to the torch and one that returns it back to the small radiator and fan that sits underneath it, and that is what cools the torch head down. What a water-cooled torch does is it allows the torch body to get smaller and smaller and still operate at high amperage. This particular torch is rated for up to 250 amps, even though it is incredibly small. So if you're doing a lot of TIG welding and you need to get into super tight places and you want the torch as small as possible, it's a great time to upgrade to that water-cooled torch. So now let's talk about welding stainless. Now, what I have here is a small set of stainless bellows that we're going to weld onto this pipe right here. And I think we'll just go through the process of how to set it up, how to weld it. So step 1, whenever you're welding stainless, is gonna be clean it up. For that, we use acetone. Most important part when TIG welding stainless is making sure that you keep the arc length as short as you can. So what I've done is I put this giant cup on here to allow me to stick the tungsten out really, really far. That also floods the area with the shielding gas and just ensures that the weld stays covered. When you stop welding, don't move anything. Make sure that you leave the torch alone. Keep that shielding gas flowing. That will ensure that you end up with that rainbow color that you want to get with stainless. Another thing that can help with this is back purging inside of the stainless. And for that, you actually need another tool. This tool is pretty specific to automotive stainless exhaust. This is a heat sink and back purge valve that screws into the O2 sensor in your exhaust. So if I had an O2 sensor bung right here, this would simply screw into it. Then I use this quick connect it, and then the other end goes into my double feed regulator that's on the back of the TIG welder. And what that will do is it will flow argon into the inside of this pipe. We want to plug either end with either tape, or you can actually buy rubber plugs that plug it with a small little hole. And you basically fill the inside of this pipe with argon. That way, while you're welding it, the chromium doesn't boil up on the inside as well, because it's also protected with that shielding gas. This is just a handy tool to have. Practice, practice, practice. Get a good quality welder. If you want that small torch, make sure you get a water cooler for it. Get the proper PPE, good helmet, good gloves, comfortable place to work, and then just spend time behind the hood. I like doing it every day.